President Jones, the candidates for degrees and certificates have been assembled. The faculty and staff members are in their places. Regent and officials are present. The 22nd annual commencement exercise of Three Rivers Community College is officially in session.
Thank you.
You may be seated. Good afternoon. I'm Karen Edwards, the Dean of Student Development and Services here at Three Rivers Community College, and it is my honor to preside over the college's 22nd annual commencement ceremony. Thank you, Grand Marshal Professor Arthur Braza, faculty, Marshals Patricia Kalangi, Joan Graham, Ann Lamondi, and Sarah Self, and thank you to our procession leader and piper, Robert Sant. Please stand while Ben and Nancy Parent sing God Bless America. Following the song, please remain standing for the invocation that will be delivered by Reverend David Cannon.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans.
Shalom Aleichem, Salam Alaikum, peace be with you. It has been said, if God is not in our hearts, you will not find him in the whole universe. In the name of all that is good and growing, in the name of all that is loving and living, in the name of all that fires our passions, blessed be the eternal of goodwill of God, the shalom of God, the wilderness and wildness and warmth of God, be coming among us and between us, now and always. Amen.
You may be seated again. At this time, I'd like to introduce the platform party. Would you please stand and remain standing? And audience, please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. Dr. Grace Jones, President, Three Rivers Community College. Dr. Gregory Gray, President, Connecticut Board of Regents. John Beauregard, Merit Award recipient. Richard Blumenthal, United States Senator. Professor Arthur Braza, Grand Marshal. Yours truly, Dr. Linda Swartz, Commissioner of the Connecticut Department of Veteran Affairs and our commencement speaker. Warren Scholl, honorary degree recipient. Reverend David Cannon, former Community College Board of Trustees and very dear friend of Three Rivers. Stephen Getches, Dean of Information Technology. Marjorie Valentine, Associate Dean of Workforce and Community Education. Brendan Cox, Class Valedictorian. Professor Philip Mayer, Faculty Speaker. Dr. Ann Branchini, Academic Dean. Gregory Petranik, President, Three Rivers Alumni Association. Andrea Edelman, Board Member of the Three Rivers Foundation. And Michael Lopez, Dean of Administration. Welcoming remarks will be made by President Grace Jones, and then we'll ask Ben and Nancy to come back for another selection.
Thank you, Dean Edwards, and good afternoon. This ceremony is the most anticipated and exciting part of the academic year. We have had an active year. In the classrooms, in the library, in the tutoring center, in labs, in the game rooms, at conversation corners, in the Oasis Center. There's a sense of education and socialization going on in all these places. The sense of community increased as students participated in academic and social clubs, art shows. The games outside on the Commons continued this year as a part of the spring activity. I don't know what Professor Zini calls it exactly, but enthusiastic students participated in week-long activities. To the graduates, this is your day and your time. Your commitment to learning, the effort you gave it, the true grit you brought to it. It all rewards you now. Take a deep breath. Enjoy the moment and the thought. Along with honoring our graduates today, we recognize distinguished guests who will also receive honors. I invite you to pay close attention to each of these individuals as their stories and contributions are highlighted. They too are members of this learning community. Graduates, your intellectual core has been expanded and sharpened by your professors. You have also learned with and from each other. You have found this learning community to be a significant part of your life. As the nursing student said last night, it feels like it took over their lives for a couple of years. You have come to know and understand and enjoy the passion for learning, the exploration of new ideas, the determination to embrace new possibilities, like our valedictorian, Brendan. Whether you continue to seek another degree immediately, or continue your professional work, or seek a new job, I am certain that there will be a sense of accomplishment and a vision of a new day. I congratulate you. With all that you have done to arrive at this day, you have persons around you who know well your path. Family and friends join you here today, as they have throughout your journey. I have had the pleasure of meeting some of the parents and spouses and children when they accompany you to the college for special events. I celebrate those times, for it makes real the fact that we do not travel this pathway alone. I want us to recognize family members and friends who have come to be with us today. Will the family and friends of graduates please stand? Oh, the spontaneity of it all takes away my having the graduates stand to greet you. But thank you for supporting your graduates, each of you, by coming today and witnessing their new beginning. It is with new and renewed vision that they have for the future that you have supported, and you have shared in that walk. So now, graduates, would you stand and turn around and salute your family and friends, your great supporters. Thank you. You may all be seated now. We will have another musical selection by Ben and Nancy.
We're going to sing you a song about finding your own path, but before we do, I just want to say congratulations to all of you. It's great. And for others in transition, congratulations as well. So, good luck.
Learn songs to teach you all, make up one of your own.
Dr. Gregory Gray, President of the Board of Regents, will bring greetings from the board. And we welcome Dr. Gray to Three Rivers again.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and good afternoon, President Jones, Senator Blumenthal, Commissioner Swartz, Three Rivers Community College faculty and staff. Job well done. And certainly, and most importantly, our distinguished guests today and the students that are now graduating and about to become alum at Three Rivers Community College. This has also been a very particularly exciting time for the Connecticut State Colleges and Universities and the Board of Regents, as we, like you, are embarking upon a transformational journey. Our plan, Transform CSCU 220, will place our 17 colleges and universities on a path to becoming Connecticut's world-class system for public higher education. So as we chart our course for the future and embark upon our journey of excellence, so do you. Choosing to go to college can be a daunting task. And as you well know, there is no shortcut to earning a certificate or an associate's degree. Many of you graduating today have overcome obstacles and doubts to fulfill your dreams of earning this degree. You may be the first in your family to attend college or faced other challenges along the way. You may have and probably have gone to school in between working, caring for your family, and I can go on and on. May have been times you wanted to give up, when it wasn't so easy to get that homework done or paper completed, but you persevered and it has paid off. And I know your family and we are incredibly proud of your accomplishments. You have reached one goal here by graduating today, but remember, as I heard at the commencement ceremony last night, this is the end, but remember, it is the end of the beginning. As our Connecticut State colleges and university systems move forward in educating our state's next generation workforce and partnering with business and industry and giving our students a world-class education, as evidenced today, we are happy and proud to graduate students who will make a mark not only in this community and this state, but across the country. And before I sit down, the Board of Regents have asked me to say something very special today, because as you certainly know, today is the final commencement ceremony that President Jones will be presiding over. 13 years she's been here, a tremendously long tenure for college presidents in America today. And when I first arrived a year ago, she told me she was going to retire. And I was a new guy. I said, Grace, please help me. First of all, thank you for that. And second of all, on behalf of everyone here, if you would join me in recognizing the tremendous achievement and accomplishment of President Grace Jones, who today marks her final commencement with us. Grace.
Well, you heard it from the President's mouth. Senator Richard Blumenthal will now bring greetings from the United States Senate, but we also welcome him as our friend and our advocate. I'm so glad you can be with us on this day. We are pleased that you will bring welcome, Senator Blumenthal.
Thank you. Thank you, President Jones. I am so honored and thrilled to be here today to join in this wonderful celebration of your accomplishments. And I want to add my thanks and congratulations to President Jones for her enormous contribution to the cause of education here in Connecticut and around the country. And I will be providing to her later a certificate of recognition from the Senate of the United States, thanking her for her enormous service to our nation. Now, I want you to know this certificate was approved overwhelmingly on a bipartisan basis by the United States Senate. There are a lot of folks to thank here, and I want to begin by thanking not only President Jones, but a great faculty who have given so much of yourselves. Thank you for all that you have contributed over many years to this graduating class, and of course to your loved ones. I join in thanking them. I want to offer a special congratulations to the folks who worked part-time or full-time while you were pursuing your degrees, and to the moms and dads who took care of children while you worked so hard on your studies. And a special thanks as well to the veterans who are part of this audience. In fact, I'd like to ask all of the veterans who are here in the class or in the audience, loved ones and friends who are here, to please stand so that we can recognize and thank you for your service. I'm particularly delighted to see so many of you here because we're going to be hearing shortly from one of the greatest veterans in our state, Linda Swartz, who has been commissioner for 11 years and served this state and our veterans so enormously during that time. And she knows well, as a nurse, as the head of our state VA, how important our health needs are for our veterans, and that's why we owe it to every single veteran to give them the very best medical care, first-class, world-class health care at every facility in the state of Connecticut and around the country, and I can pledge to you that I'm going to be working and fighting for that cause. Our veterans, after all, are the ones who keep us free. Our freedom is never free, and our veterans are the ones who have served and sacrificed so that we can have the freedoms that we exercise today, the freedom that I'm demonstrating right now by standing here and saying whatever I please, the freedom that you will have over this weekend to worship, to gather with your friends. I'm not going to ask what you're going to be doing tonight to celebrate, but you have that freedom. And let me just say, on a really serious note, when we think about academic and educational freedom, let's keep in our thoughts and prayers the 270 plus girls in Nigeria who were abducted and imprisoned simply because they had the audacity to seek an education. Their plight epitomizes the fates of so many women and girls across the globe who are denied that right to an education that we often take for granted, as we do many of our freedoms that we take for granted all too often. So I ask you to be an advocate and a champion for those freedoms, for the veterans who need health care or education or skill training, for the immigrants who come to this country because it is a beacon of freedom, for women and girls who need freedom in other parts of the world. Be a champion, be an advocate for those freedoms that make America the strongest and greatest nation in the world. And let me just close by saying, when we ask so much of you, and I know graduation speeches are full of rhetoric asking graduates to give back and contribute, we ought to be keeping our part of the deal, our part of the bargain, to make education more affordable, to reduce the overwhelming, unconscionable burden of student loan debt. We need to do more to relieve you of that burden, to make college more affordable, to reduce the interest rates, to provide more grants, and to make sure that we give you a fair shot, all of the graduates of this class, by reducing interest rates. If the banks, big banks, can borrow from the Federal Reserve for virtually nothing, why shouldn't our students be able to borrow for nothing? Why shouldn't we increase the number of grants, the Pell Grants and other aid that we give you? And why shouldn't we give you a fair shot at education? That is my wish for this year, and I thank you for all you have done. I know it hasn't been easy. All you've done to help each other and to help yourselves achieve this great accomplishment. Congratulations to the graduates of 2014. God bless you, and God bless our great country. Thank you.
I'm going to invite Professor Mayer to come now and bring greetings on behalf of the faculty.
Good afternoon, everyone. 10 years ago, Amanda Berry, Gina De Jesus, and Michelle Knight were walking down a Cleveland street when they were kidnapped. A decade later, a neighbor, Charles Ramsey, heard their cries for help and cared enough to rescue them. All four of these individuals should be role models for how you should lead your lives. As their stories will show, there is much more to life than just trying to get the most money. After the young women were finally rescued, they put out an inspirational YouTube video that went viral, thanking those who contributed to their Courage Fund. The fact that so many people donated over $1 million to help complete strangers rebuild their lives is testament to the human spirit and the generosity that is found in this country. These young ladies helped each other, and their mutual support and friendship was key in enduring the tragedy. Likewise, you should reach out and offer help to those who are suffering. If Charles Ramsey didn't care about the blood-curdling cries for help he heard, those young women would have continued to suffer. He doesn't consider himself a hero and donated the $2,000 in gift cards that he received for his bravery to the homeless because he felt that they needed it more than he did. He continues to patrol the streets of his Cleveland neighborhood to ensure that no one else's daughter is harmed. After going through hell and back, to use Michelle Knight's own words, one would expect these ladies to want revenge on the psychopath who hurt them. Knight, however, forgave her attacker because, quote, "I don't want to be consumed with hatred." If she and the other ladies can forgive that, we should strive to forgive the far lesser transgressions that are committed against us. For one thing, holding on to a grudge raises our blood pressure and leads to a heart attack or stroke. And I, for one, am not about to let some jerk do that to me. Michelle Knight encourages us to go through hell with a smile on our faces and our heads held high and our feet firmly planted on the ground. If she could do that in the midst of her terrible suffering, so can all of us. You can empower yourselves by following her example to, quote, "Not let the situation define who I am, but to define the situation." No matter what obstacles are in your way, you have the power within yourselves to overcome them. However, as the story also shows, you will occasionally have to ask for help, just as you will need to help someone who may have more roadblocks in their path than you. Like Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, and Gina De Jesus, some of you have been through your own personal hells, which you overcame to get to this day. May these young ladies inspire you to keep smiling, regardless of what is going on in your lives. Hold your head high and keep your feet on the ground. Congratulations, class of 2014.
Brendan Cox is this year's valedictorian. He holds a bachelor's degree in journalism from the University of Connecticut. He returned to Three Rivers to pursue another passion, and that's a degree in engineering technology. Brendan is the recipient of the prestigious Dominion Scholarship, which provided by Dominion Nuclear, which pays tuition, fees, and a monthly stipend to promising students majoring in engineering technology. One moment, please. Though his future plans are not fixed, Brendan would like to continue his education in nuclear engineering and perhaps find a way to connect his skills in writing and engineering, perhaps in a career as a technical writer. I present to you the 2014 class valedictorian, Brendan Cox.
Thank you. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be here today. Community college means a lot of different things to different people. That's sort of the beauty of it. It allows each student to chart a course toward his or her unique ambitions. Three Rivers' value to me, and likely to many of you, was that it gave me a shot at succeeding where I once had failed, a second chance in a way. My story is a familiar one. I'm sure many of you have had a similar experience. After I graduated high school in 2005, I entered a four-year institution with the intent of completing a baccalaureate degree in engineering, but things didn't turn out quite the way they were supposed to. I lacked the maturity to devote the effort needed, and I had no idea how to manage my time. I had plenty of late nights, but they were most often spent playing video games or chasing escapades with friends, not reviewing notes, fine-tuning assignments, or preparing for exams. I developed a nasty habit of skipping classes or daydreaming through them. I managed, but only just barely. Needless to say, the intense workload and complex subject matter got the best of me, and after 3 semesters, I opted to switch into the College of Liberal Arts. I'd convinced myself that my struggles in engineering were not a problem of motivation, but of suitability. I figured I'd just make a better writer than an engineer. So I stayed in liberal arts, and I got my bachelor's degree in journalism. But after finishing, the question still nagged me in the back of my mind. Could I have finished the engineering degree? Even today, that question still stands, but I'm halfway there, and Three Rivers gave me that opportunity. I don't regret my journalism degree or the career I've built upon it. In fact, I was at work proofreading a newspaper page when I first spied the listing for the Nuclear Scholarship through Dominion. I jumped at the chance and entered the program while still working nights, and I didn't let up. It has been a long and trying 2 years, but I stand here as testament to the fact that anyone, even those who tried once and did not succeed, can accomplish great things. You just need to put your back into it. I've figured out how to do that, and I can only encourage you all to do the same as you go forward toward higher degrees or careers. If you're like me and you came to Three Rivers to make good on that second chance, I know this day means the world to you, and I hope it is just one of the first milestones in fruitful and fulfilling lives. And to everyone, I congratulate you on attaining your degrees and wish you the very best in every endeavor. Thank you.